Hello, angels. So, this is the first video of this series, I guess you want to call it. I didn't want the first video to be this long. I apologize for that, but I did have a very hard time getting through it, so please bear with me. This video is just telling you why I decided to come back and start sharing these videos. They will be about me sharing my story. And all the other times I talked and I advocated, I shared what happened to me when I was 6, but in these videos I'll be sharing everything I wrote in my book. And once my book is published, and then I'll send you the link and you can get it yourself if you'd like. But I'll be sharing it all. I'll be posting a lot, sharing a lot of information, quotes, everything. I started a new Facebook page. I'll put the link below. I hope that you will follow me on there. I hope that you will like and subscribe to this video and the future ones, and share them. The most important thing to me is that you subscribe so you could become a part of my family, something I've never had, and for you to share so other people like me, other victims and survivors, know that they are not alone. I am doing this because to me, this is what will help me get through this, and helping others. That is all I've ever wanted, was to help other people like me. I don't want anyone to ever feel like I do. And if we band together, not only can we help each other through this, but as long as we band together, we stand together, we fight together, we can put an end to sexual violence. I really believe that, but we can't do it alone. We have to do it together. So there's a lot that I didn't say. Like I said, it's my first video and it was really hard for me to get through. So I'll be sharing videos every day, and it'll be just my progress, my journey, publishing my book and the process, um, my stories. Anyone that has any questions, comments, needs me to talk to me privately, whatever, it'll just, I'm just here for anybody that needs me, and to share my story and to help others. That's all I have ever wanted. So I hope that you will come with me and be supportive. And if there's someone in your family that is struggling, please, please reach out to them. Even if they seem like they're fine, 9 times out of 10 they're not. I hid it. I've been hiding it for a long time, and it almost cost me my life. I would never do that to my children, but I've been there, and I still think about it every day. I would never do that to my kids, but the fact that I think about it so much is not healthy. And after 40 years, I'm just now going for help. So please, please reach out to anyone that you know is suffering, especially if they've suffered trauma in any way. Please just reach out to them. I hope you will watch this to the end. Like, subscribe, and share. And please leave a comment about if you want to share your story, if you have advice for me, prayers, kind words, anything. I would truly, truly be grateful. Thank you so much. I love you for being here. You will never know how grateful I am for you watching this. Please be safe. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind. Thank you so much. Hey, angels. So, very long time no see. I decided that I was going to try and organize these videos, I guess you could say. Kind of like a movie, where I was going to write down exactly what I was going to say. I decided that I want these to be as real as possible, so I'm just going to talk. I'm already getting emotional, sorry. So this video is just explaining why I decided to come back online. I wasn't gonna do videos anymore. I was even going to erase, sorry, holy fuck, man. I was going to erase my YouTube channel. I have over 200 followers, but I only have a few people that ever comment on my videos. And I realized that was more important to me than my message. And it really impacted me. It really did. So I don't know if people are going to watch this, but I'm doing this for me now. I've been trying. I wrote my book, and I've been trying to advocate for people, survivors and victims of sexual trauma, sex trafficking, sexual assault, childhood sexual abuse, addiction. And in the beginning, I haven't been doing it lately, which I wish I had. I'm going to try and advocate for all of it, what I'd like. But I used to advocate a lot for my son because he's special needs, and I'm really disappointed in myself that I stopped doing that, because special needs children are just as important as my cause. I know typically people, they pick one cause that they advocate for, but I'm advocating for people like me and people like my son. But these videos specifically will be tailored to sexual violence. I started a new page on Facebook. And I may change the title, because the title of my book is My Journey Home, but I may change it. I've had that title for years, since I've been trying to do it, and I don't think it's really appropriate anymore, because I'm not home. And I don't mean home as in a place. I mean home as in within myself. But it's called My Journey Home, How I Survived a Lifetime of Sexual Violence and Addiction. So why I started originally doing these videos was to advocate and to let people know that I had written a book. While writing my book, a lot changed for me. I didn't realize how much it had changed until just these last few weeks. when I wrote my book, that was probably one of the hardest things I'd ever had to do in my life. And it made me remember a lot of things that I've been trying to forget for a very long time. And it even made me come to realization about certain things. I didn't even know what had happened to me was called sex trafficking until this last year. But I guess I'll start with, there's just so much to say, and I'm having a hard time figuring where to start. So we'll start with this. I knew that, like, this last few months, especially with COVID-19 and us having to stay home, I've been really working on my health and fitness. I put myself on a really strict routine. I've been working out. I've been eating better. I've lost a lot of weight. I've been toning up, not as much as I want to. I'm hoping to get a personal trainer once my school money comes in. I'm going to put a little bit of money aside for that because my health and fitness is incredibly important to me because it's what helped me get through, especially these last few months, aside from my son. And I know it's what will help me stay mentally focused. I can't even begin to tell you, if you're in a bad head place and if you have a mental illness or depression or whatever, get into health and fitness, because I promise you, you're still going to have bad days, but I promise you it will make a big difference, because it has for me. So I've been doing really good, especially this last few weeks, about 3 weeks. I've been sticking to it. I've taken a day off here or there, but for the most part, I've really stuck to it, and I've lost. Well, I lost about 20 pounds a couple years ago when I first got into it and started doing my videos, and then I've lost another probably good 15 pounds. I've been tiny my entire life, but I gained like 40 pounds a couple years ago while I was in school, and I've never looked like that. I've never felt like that. Anyways, so I'm down to 109 pounds now. That's the lowest I've been in a long time. It feels good, but now I'm trying to tone up. I really want to get in the best shape of my life. I want to get a six-pack. I want to get my arms. They're getting there. And I want to get back into mixed martial arts, something I've always wanted to do. Just so I can feel safe. So I know that I can protect my son. That's a big part of it. But also, it helps to bring you inner peace and respect and balance in your life. Anyways, this is what I mean by getting off track. So if I get off track, I'm sorry. It's just, that's just the way my head works. So I knew that being on this strict routine, getting into health, staying on my health and fitness kick, doing certain things that I was doing was helping me, but I've had a problem with my anger for especially these last few years, but it was getting worse, and I've been yelling at my son a lot, which I fucking hate about me, because he doesn't deserve that, especially being special needs. But I could feel my depression getting worse, my anxiety getting worse, especially with COVID-19 and us not being able to go out. I really started to enjoying that and taking advantage of it, and just spending a lot of time, not just in my home, but in my bedroom. I wasn't playing with my son as much, sometimes not at all. I would give him things to do just so I could spend time on the computer and all day in my room. And I started having thoughts that I haven't had since before he was born, that I promised when he was born I would never have again. I know that I would never, ever try to kill myself because of my children, especially because of Aislinn. But I've been thinking about it a lot. What it would be like. How much I wish I could. You spend your life going through everything that I went through. And then these last 10 years, I have worked so hard to try to make a better life. I got clean, went on methadone. I went to college. I even graduated. But I would tell people I couldn't find the right job for me, but I couldn't work. I couldn't keep a job because I couldn't. Every time I leave my house, my anxiety's through the fucking roof. I hate being around people. I'm afraid all the time. I'm angry all the time. I don't even like going to the grocery store. I've been living a lie for a long time. I would tell my professors I would miss a lot of school and blame it on my son's special needs. And a lot of the time it was, but a lot of the time it was just because I couldn't leave my house to go to school. And I had tried reaching out and to the community counseling center. I'd never been twice and never been treated so bad in my life. I had to put up with shit at my school with a couple horrible professors. Thank God I had one or two that were the reason that I was able to get through, that I was able to graduate. And these last couple months, I can't even tell you how many people I have reached out to. Not just a couple celebrities, one in particular, but just telling certain people, just thanking them for their impact, or charities, letting them know that I wrote a book and I wanted to share my story, and I desperately wanted to advocate, but I didn't know where to start. And I just desperately wanted to help other women and children who had gone through what I went through. And then, I've never gotten a reply from anybody except one. The main person that had a huge, huge impact on my life, had even saved my life many times. But people get busy, and I'm not saying they don't care, but it's not as important as other things to them. And after getting no reply from anyone, I started to lose hope again. And then I saw this girl. She's 23. She's just a baby. And her name is Daisy Coleman. Daisy Cat Coleman. Her nickname was Cat, same as mine. She was brutally raped and then left for dead to freeze to death on her front porch. They just dropped her there like a fucking piece of trash. And she did a movie. She became an advocate. She started an organization called Safe Bay. And, well, I'll go back to this part in a minute, what the therapy she was doing. But, she took her life. And that's the first time I saw her, when I saw a tribute to her. And I started following her, and she was just, oh, she was so beautiful. So talented. A tattoo artist. She also wrote songs. Music was my life for a long time. I sang for many, many years. I felt so many connections with her on so many levels. And I don't know why her death affected me more than anything that I've ever felt before. I even went to the online service they had for her. That was hard. But then they were talking about, she went into, you go into therapy for 3 months, and then you start something called EMDR. Eye movement, rapid eye movement. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, I was supposed to do it when Aislinn was about a year old. But we ended up moving back to Florida, and I never ended up doing it, and I regret that so much, because I think I would be in a better place today if I had done it then. So I know that that's not the reason she killed herself, but when you go into that therapy, it's a lot of the part of the therapy is you go back to the times when you were, for your experience happened. For me, I have so many that I'm terrified of going back to those times. I'm already on the edge, and I don't want to lose myself so far that I can't come back. Especially because I don't have anybody. I don't have support. She had family, friends. I don't. I have a couple of people, but I'm just not the kind of person to lean on others. I used to be. I'm not anymore. And the more time went on, her death just, it was really bad for me. I don't know why. So my nurse practitioner, sorry guys, my nurse practitioner, I went in to see, I had an appointment for Aislinn, and she could see that I was different somehow. So she had asked me questions. She thought I might be bipolar. She knows some of my history, some of my sexual trauma, so she asked me if I would consider seeing a psychiatrist. At first, I said no, because years ago, I tried a couple times going into counseling. I just wasn't ready. And you have to find the right person that you feel comfortable with, and I just never did. So anyways, I finally agreed, and after 40, years ago, I was diagnosed with chronic depression, and which is now called major depressive disorder. And I was also diagnosed with social anxiety disorder. I don't have chronic depression now because I do. Sorry, that's about my son. So, anyways, I was diagnosed with PTSD, Generalized Anxiety Disorder, and social phobia disorder, social anxiety disorder. And he told me that I have a great deal of sexual trauma, like I didn't fucking know that already. So they are, it was via webcam, because he was in Toronto. So they're trying to find me. He told me a counselor is not good enough. I need specialized treatment for my years of trauma and my specific trauma. So they're trying to set me up with a specialist in my area. But he wants me to definitely do the EMDR, but he also wants me to go on medication, something like Zoloft. I am against medication only because of my addiction for so many years, and I just don't want to have to go there. I mean, I guess I will if I have to, but it was talking to a very, very dear friend of mine. I met her at school last year, and she is a gift from God. She, in her country, she was a pharmacist. Here she works with the mental health, in a mental health unit. And she convinced me that I should at least try it. She told me not just for Aislinn, for me. I'm not there yet. Everything I do is for my kids. And since my daughters don't talk to me, everything I do is for my son right now. So, I'm having a really, really hard time with that. I'm always advocating for people about stigma and judgment and labeling, and here I am having a hard time with the label PTSD. Deep down, I've always wondered, but I thought that was more for people who came back from war. That's how it originally became known. And I guess I didn't realize how extreme my case was until the doctor told me. I didn't want to believe it because I really have overcome so much, and I've come so far. And I have lied to so many people for so long that I'm okay, that I even made myself believe it. But I think that's one of the main reasons I want to do this, is because Daisy was getting better, or people thought she was. We hide it so well, even when we're on the grips of death. The devil has a hold of us so tight, and he just won't let go. We wear armor, hoping to shield the world from hurting us. But the pain seeps through, and it's with us every day, all day, every second, every moment, every day. No matter how hard we try to hide it, it's there, and nobody sees it. I went offline for over a month, and not one single person that knows me tried to reach out, even thought that maybe something was wrong. Not one person. There's only one person that did think something was wrong. Actually, they knew something was wrong and reached out to me, and it is somebody I have never fucking met. The person I reached out to for my book, he is a very close friend of his. And over the last couple years, especially these last few months, I mean, I've posted on his pages, or I've posted, like, liked his posts and stuff. But it wasn't until I started writing my book that we had started talking more. And he is one of the main reasons why I wasn't only just able to get through my book, but I finished it when I did. This person has been my biggest fucking support in every way. He calls me his warrior. He even read my book. He's the only person I've let read it, aside from the person I sent it to. And he seems to understand me better than anyone that knows me. And he has been there every step, telling me that I'm okay, that I'm how brave I am, how strong I am. Just always inspiring me that I can be better than what I've been made to believe that I have, that I am, that I can be. I don't know why God sent him to me, but I consider him one of the greatest gifts I have ever gotten in my life. And I honestly don't know where I would be at this moment, as bad as I've been the last month, if it wasn't for him especially, but him and my one friend from school. And of course, without Aislinn, I wouldn't be here. If I had never got pregnant with him, I wouldn't be here. And it's not because I love my kids, other kids, any less, which I know that's what they think. It has nothing to do with it. They were 2,000 miles away from me. They were made to believe lies about me. With Aislinn, I could physically hold him. He needed me. He depended on me. He was a baby. He was something to love and hold and fight for. So he saved my life in every fucking way. And I don't love him more than my other kids. I love them all the same. But he's been here with me. He's my reason to fight every day. To wake up and not want to fucking slit my wrists or eat a bunch of pills, because I can't do that to him. And even though my girls don't talk to me, I know that my death would hurt them, and my oldest would probably blame herself in some way. And I won't do that. I won't ever do that to them. I was not the best mother, but I didn't have any role models. I didn't have anybody to guide me. Certainly didn't have anybody to protect me. Just kept throwing me to the fucking wolves and then blaming me for it. My life didn't have to be this way. But it is what it is, and I'm dealing with it the best way I know how. And it wasn't just a couple of times. This is 30 fucking years that I've had to deal with this. That it's happened to me over and over, as a child, as a teenager, as an adult. You need to look at your loved ones and look at the signs. They're there. Don't ignore them because you don't want to deal with it. Or tell them they need to get over it. Suck it up. It's in your past. Let it go. It happened a long time ago. Think of your kids. You're gonna be miserable the rest of your fucking life, or are you gonna be happy? Like, I've heard it all. We don't choose to live like this. We did not choose this life. Everyone deals with their own trauma differently. And however they deal with it is not wrong. It's not right. It is what it is. You know, one kind word, one, has saved lives. Do safety checks. Even if you spent the night before laughing your fucking asses off, call them that night when after you get home. The next morning, make sure that they are okay. Because 9 times out of 10, they're not. We are just really good at manipulating and lying to people about how we are because we are so fucking ashamed. Especially when we have people around us telling us that we're weak. That we need to just get over it. I am so sick and tired of being fucking judged and being put down because of shit that happened to me that I had no control over, and I'm just supposed to fucking get over it. If I could get over it, I would have gotten over it a long time ago. You think I'd be living a shitty ass fucking life, being a fucking junkie for 15 years? If I could get over it? My son, my children deserve better. I haven't even met my grandbabies yet. I could have had a music career. I had an incredible voice. I have talent. I could have made something of my life. I could have been better than what I became. But I'm trying everything in my power. I went back to school. I wrote a book. I am trying to be better. I'm trying to make a better life for my children. And I've had to do it alone. And I've still overcome a lot. I've never been proud of myself, but I'm proud of how far I've come and how much I still try every day. At least I still get up every morning, even when I don't want to. Check on your loved ones. Don't turn a blind eye. Don't say, oh, they're just being themselves, or they just need space, or they just need time. They'll get over it. Oh, I don't want to fucking deal with her today, or him today. One day you're going to wake up, and you're going to wish to God that you had taken those 5 minutes to go check on them. So that's why I decided to come back online. I'm going to try to do these every day to let you know how I'm re-editing my book, and then I'm sending it out to a bunch of agents. I found out that it's better to send to agents, and they help you find publishers. And I also found out that most publishers don't ask for money. So all the $4,000 I was going to set aside for a publisher, I shouldn't have to do that. So once I learn more about the process, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how my therapy's going. Once I start, I'll let you know how my days are. I'm going to try and bring you as much education as I can. I'm doing this because I don't ever want anyone to feel the way I do every fucking day. And if I can help one person know that they are not alone, then maybe my life wasn't for nothing. Maybe I went through all of that so I could help others. So, I hope you'll follow me. I hope that you'll like, you'll subscribe, you'll go to my other pages, you'll share, but most importantly, that it will make you think about someone you care about. and reaching out to them. Please leave any comments. Nice ones, please. If you have any advice, or if you just need someone to talk to, message me anytime, day or night. I will be there. I know what it feels like to not have anyone. I don't want you to feel like that. Please message me anytime.